and welcome to my channel. Since the beginning of this year, I have been in a bit of a rut in the sense that I have not really been taking care of my space or doing some even like basic things to help keep my mental health in a good place, like physical things that I can do to keep it in a good place. And I woke up this morning on a day where I do not have work, so I have the entire day to myself. And I decided that I wanted that to change, that I was tired of just having a very messy room, of having stuff just scattered around and not really having a specific place to live, and that I was going to do something about it today. So that's what this video is going to be. It's a bit of a mixture of like cleaning and getting my life together because this is quite frankly long overdue. And I've already decided that if I do get everything done today that I am wanting to do, that I am going to treat myself to a nice drink from a little coffee cart that I have been thinking about ever since the last time that I went to it and have been craving it since then. So I definitely want to try to get everything done today so that I can reach that reward that I've set for myself. Now, there are a couple of different things that I will need to be doing today. Some of them are probably going to be longer tasks and some of them will be pretty short actually, but I really personally struggle with being able to tell how long a task will take and how much effort it will take. So sometimes I will let something super simple not be done for like far too long, far too long. And then when I actually do it, I'm like, oh my God, that took 5 minutes. Why did I wait to do that for so long? And then I will have that exact same thing come up later, like a week later, and then I will fall into the same habit again of, oh, I've like, don't have the time or energy for this when it literally took 5 minutes. And I'm trying to be better at that, but sometimes it's just really hard to override those instincts. And especially for me during like the winter months of just wanting to not do anything, just like cuddle up in a blanket and take a nap. Like I literally did that this morning. I made breakfast. Mind you, I had already planned to do everything that I'm talking about right now today, last night when I went to bed. And I woke up, made breakfast, and then I sat down on my couch, put a blanket over top of me, and like fell asleep to a YouTube video for like an hour. So that was probably not a great start to this day, but it's fine now because I'm actually whipping out the camera and recording myself and holding myself accountable, and that's what matters. The only thing that I've done off screen so far is just making my bed, which is something that I do every day, or at least I try to do every day. It doesn't always happen as soon as I wake up, but as long as the bed is made before I get into it at night, then I consider that a success. And that has been something that I've been able to do for the entire year so far, which granted isn't really that long of a time, but I also need to take the small wins, you know, even if it has only been a little less than 2 months, making my bed every day is still a huge win for me. So we're gonna take it as it is. One quick task actually that I want to do is something that I've been putting off since last year, which once you know what it is gonna sound so ridiculous. It is literally just opening this package. That's it. And the fun thing about this package is that it's literally fangirl merch. Like if I remember correctly, and I'm pretty sure I do, this is literally Taylor Swift merch. And it's just been sitting in a package for God knows how long, probably since December. And I was so excited to get this shirt too. Like literally, I was thinking about it all the time and would check whenever it was coming and see when the delivery date was, and then it got here and I just never opened it for whatever reason. So now I have officially done that, and it is this shirt from the Midnights era. It says, "I'll stare directly at the sun, but never in the mirror. It must be exhausting, always rooting for the anti-hero." Because as overplayed as that song is, Anti-Hero, I love it so bad. It is so good. It, quite frankly, is overplayed for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, it's good. I really enjoy it. So when I saw, I think this shirt actually might have been discounted for some reason, whether it was like a Christmas discount or something else entirely, I'm not really sure. But when I saw that it was discounted, I knew that I had to get it finally. So I'm glad that I did, and I'm even more glad that I've just finally opened it now and it's not sitting in a plastic bag. So that's task number 1 off the list. Task number 2 is actually going to be putting away some books that I actually got recently, but I'm actually going to take a little look at my bookshelves over here and find out if there's any room for them there, or if I need to make some room on my book cart or that kind of thing. So let's move a little closer. So over the past couple of weeks, I have gone to a couple of book events where I got some books and actually was able to get them signed by their respective authors. And both of those events were so much fun. One of them was literally last night, and I will go into a little more detail when I get to those books. But that first event that I went to was in like mid-January, if I remember correctly, maybe a little towards the end. But ever since then, these books have just been sitting on my desk and just taking up space, making it look very cluttered, which is not something obviously that I enjoy. Part of the reason that I haven't been putting them away is that I try to keep books that I have already read over here and then books that I haven't read on my book cart, but my book cart is getting a little full at the moment, so I can't necessarily adhere to that right now, unfortunately, and I am going to have to put some books that I haven't read yet up over here. I'm still kind of trying to figure out how exactly I want to organize my bookshelves, because there are a couple of shelves that I really like and am hoping to keep. For example, my Taylor Swift shelf, where I have the Taylor Swift Eras Tour book and a couple of friendship bracelets that I've gotten from various Taylor Swift related events. But then there are a couple of other shelves like these that I'm not entirely sure if this is exactly how I want it to look. I'm kind of like playing around with it a bit. For example, I am getting more into, or trying to get more into, the fantasy genre, but something that I've realized is that there are 2 types of fantasy book covers, right? There's the ones that are black and white, and then there's the ones that are colorful. And quite frankly, there's no in between. Like, there's not really a lot of fantasy books, at least that I've seen or read, that have like a more dark but colorful color scheme. Like, literally, it's only ever really bright colors or black and white. So I kind of have 2 separate shelves for my fantasy books right now, and I'm not entirely sure if I really love that or not. But I also don't like the look of all of those fantasy books on the same shelf because they are so drastically different. So like right here, I have the Barnes & Noble edition of The Rose Bargain. I have all of my The Cruel Prince series books. And I have Fourth Wing, which I actually also haven't read yet, but am hoping to someday in the future. And then I, up here, obviously have a bunch of very colorful fantasy books. I have the Disney Fairies book, which was so good. I could literally talk about it for hours, and I might. Not today, but I might. I also have a couple of the Emily Wilde books, and then the special edition of the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, which I think is so beautiful, and I'm so glad that I got the special editions. They're so cute. Haven't read them yet still, by the way, but I'm working on it. I'm at the very end of a reading slump. I can feel it in my bones because the book I'm reading right now is very intriguing to me. And I actually do not want to be filming this video. I just want to be sitting down and reading. But I know that this stuff needs to happen. And honestly, right now, recording myself doing it is kind of the only way it's going to happen. So I'm trying to hold myself accountable. But anyways, I'm rambling. This shelf is also not a shelf that I'm sure I want to keep here because I loved these series as a kid. Like, I want to collect every single Dork Diaries, every single Thea Stilton book, but I'm not necessarily sure that I want them on this shelving unit where I have a lot of like more adult or some YA books. So I'm thinking maybe I want to move them to the bottom of where my DVDs are, but that would require me to move my DVDs somewhere else, which would require me to buy something else to store the DVDs. So it's kind of a whole process of just mentally trying to visualize how I want this space to look and then actually getting the funds to do that. And again, I'm rambling. So instead of continuing to ramble, I'm going to go ahead and put up some of these books. These are 3 books that I got from a Romance in Raleigh book event. And I actually, like I said earlier, I think, did a video of that event. So you should definitely go look at that and check it out and get a little more details on each of these books. But they all have a very cool toned spine. So they will probably end up going on this bottom shelf where I have kind of a rainbow collage, not collage, gradient. Gradient is the word I'm looking for. I'm actually not even sure that all of these books will fit, but we're gonna try. For the sake of this video, I am just going to put this book, Love, Lists, and Fancy Ships, up here with my pink books because it kind of has pink in it. It's more at the bottom, so it wouldn't necessarily be showing in the way that I like to organize my bookshelves, which if you didn't notice, I do actually have a way of like having multiple layers. Layers is the word I'm looking for. Multiple layers of books stored in these shelves. And that's because I'm stacking them on top of egg cartons, which is a hack that I got off of Pinterest, I'm pretty sure. And it's actually really funny because I brought it up to my mom one time and she has been saving egg cartons for me ever since. I literally have 6 right here. And I'm thinking that I might not necessarily want to use like double shelving on every single shelf, but it is nice to help store all of my books. And the other 3 books that I am needing to shelve are actually ones that I got from an event last night for a release party of This Safe Darkness by Alexis Marigold. I had heard some stuff about this book online and had obviously seen the cover, which is gorgeous, like literally stunning, but had not actually done a lot of looking into what it was about or who the author was until this event. And I literally got my ticket for the event last night yesterday morning because I wasn't sure if I wanted to go, but I kept thinking about it and it kept crossing my mind, and it got to a point where I just said to myself, if you're thinking about it this much, surely you want to go. And then I bought the ticket and I went and it was a great time. I am very excited to read this book. Quite frankly, it might be my next read for February. Just hearing the author talk about the plot of her book and the characters and how much it means to her made me like weirdly emotional. So I think that this is definitely jumping to the top of my TBR list. And then I also ended up getting a paperback version of A Dance of Lies because it's just so cute. And the thing is, I also have a hardback version. I do. But this one has pink in it. Isn't that so cool? And I got them both signed by the author, which is epic. So these would definitely go in my more colorful romance genre bookshelf. I do also kind of struggle with mixing paperbacks with hardcovers, but I think that's just something I'm gonna have to get over, quite frankly, because it's not that serious. And I'm just going to leave this Safe Darkness at the top of this shelf, even though it does look disproportionate, because like I said, I'm pretty sure that that's gonna be my next read. That is all that needs to be done over in this area, at least for now. So let's go ahead and move on to the next thing. My next problem area is my desk space, because this ends up being the place where just piles of things end up, and I tend to not take care of them because I can always like move piles around or just work around the piles. And I don't want to be doing that anymore. I just don't, quite frankly. So I'm going to do something about it. Number one, these remotes technically live over right underneath my TV, but I've been using them a lot more recently because I've been watching Steven Universe, which is on a streaming service that I have. So I've been watching it on there, and they do usually live over here because of that. And I think that's the one exception that I'm going to make to this, because I have been using them a lot recently, and they're also very easy to just actually put away. So there's that. If you've been following me for a bit, you will know that I obviously love books, and I love even more celebrating and supporting local authors. And when you're doing that, specifically at book events, the authors will tend to give you little freebies as well for supporting them. And they're so beautiful, really they are. There's usually art pieces like so, or even cute little bookmarks that would be super fun to use. But I have a problem in the sense that I never know what to do with these. Like, as happy as I am to receive them because they're free and it's art and I'm supporting a local author, I just literally never know what I'm supposed to do with this art. So it will just end up sitting in piles on my desk again for like a very long time. But they're so cute and I want to display them in some way if I can, but I just don't know how. And so I'm thinking, or I have been thinking, I know, dangerous, that maybe I want to start doing a junk journal dedicated to authors and like books that I've read specifically that come with these types of things, so that I have a place to put all of these little art pieces. Like, this is so pretty. Are you kidding me? This is for the Safe Darkness. Are you joking? But it's just gonna sit on my desk and collect dust. So I'm thinking that I want to start scrapbooking in a certain kind of way. I'm not sure if it's going to be literally just for local authors or if it's just going to be for any kind of author that gives out prints with their books. But I don't know, I guess I will have to figure that out. But for now, these are going to be stored in a place where I keep my junk journal stuff, which I also admittedly have not used a lot recently. And by recently, I mean probably in a year, which is a shame because I really wanted to be the kind of girl that junk journaled, but I am just not that girl. Or maybe I'm not the girl that junk journals right now. Maybe someday in the near future I will be, but it's not today. So those will be safely stored somewhere else. Next, we have this little swinging duck that I got from a local fair event. It was like during Christmas time, if I remember correctly, actually. It's supposed to be like hung in your car, but I also kind of just want to have it displayed in my room, but I don't have any like hooks on my walls where I can just put this. So it's just been living on my desk, which is so depressing. And I don't know where to put it. I still don't know where to put it. I don't have a place for it. Napkins from Taco Bell, because what if I need them? Except I probably won't. I might end up putting these in my car, but I'm so rarely eating actually messy foods in my room. And when I do, I will just go down to my kitchen and get like paper towels off a paper towel roll. So these don't need to live here. random thing of chapstick, which is nice because I low-key needed some chapstick, but now I'm just going to put it away in my bathroom where it belongs. And if I need it again, it's literally as simple as opening a drawer, picking it up, applying it, and then putting it back. This is a bowl because I had dinner in my room last night, so that does actually need to go downstairs and be taken care of in the kitchen. This is a tape measurer that I honestly don't know why I have in my room, because the place that it's stored is literally so close to my room that I don't need to have it in here. I really don't. Okay, here I've got another sticker for I don't think local author, but a author nonetheless, that I'm going to store in my junk journal space. But I also have these couple of like Stranger Things merch items, if you will, that came with the exclusive like vinyl that they did. This one is literally just supposed to be a postcard. It doesn't have anything on the back. And I think this one is supposed to be a bumper sticker, but I don't know if it's actually bumper sticker material, so I'm a little nervous to actually put it on a car because I'm afraid it'll just like dissolve in the rain, right? But I think I just need to look more into it, because if I could put this on a car, I think that would be epic and I would love it. Now here I've got some gift cards that I've already used, so I don't know why I'm still holding on to them. Those will just be thrown away. And underneath my iPad stand, which is actually supposed to be there, I have a Bob Ross coloring book, because I saw this when I was with my mom at Sam's Club one day and I was like, oh yeah, I definitely use that. I love coloring books. I have not touched it since she got it for me, which makes me feel awful. I think I'm going to put this in a more like public space so that multiple people can use it. I've got an old phone case that does not fit my new phone, so I'm just going to have to get rid of this, probably donate it to Goodwill or something like that. I've got this cute little keychain that my sister got from me when she went to Universal Studios in, not Orlando, the one in California, because she knows that I love How to Train Your Dragon and thought that I would enjoy it. And she's right, I do, but I haven't actually put it on a bag, which is kind of the whole point of it being a keychain. So I definitely need to work on that. Okay, so the power is going in and out right now, and my dog obviously hates high frequency noises and he's freaking out. Hold on. Okay, I let him outside so that he doesn't have to hear all the beeping, because that's really rough on his ears, obviously. I also have this Wicked Munchkins donut collab that actually my friend got because I wasn't able to get one and she gave me hers, which is so kind, but I quite frankly haven't used it yet. And I don't know what I'll use it for even, but I'm still very grateful for it, but it has just been living on my desk for a while, so I'm going to move it elsewhere. And now that I've gone over all of my piles, I'm going to clear up this area and move on to the next one. Okay, so I took a quick intermission to have some lunch, and I am now ready to do my last task that I need to do today. And that is none other than putting away clean clothes, because there are piles upon piles upon piles of clean clothes that are just sitting outside my room, living there, because I haven't had the energy to actually put them away in my closet or my drawers. And unfortunately, I am not exaggerating when I say that there are piles out here, because there are a total of 1, 2, 3, and 4 total piles of clothes that need to be put away, that are clean. Honestly, feel really embarrassed whenever I like do these types of videos where I'm cleaning or doing things that I've been putting off, because even while I'm filming the videos, even before I've started on the task, I realize how ridiculous I sound for having put this off for so long and letting it get to this point where it actually will be a whole thing that will take some time, instead of just doing it as it happens and not letting it pile up like this. But it's just who I am. And like I've said multiple times in this video, I am trying to get better. But that is something that takes time and is a process, and yeah. And I'm actually thinking that I'm not going to record this part necessarily because I don't want to show off all of my clothes, if you know what I mean, to the internet. So I am probably going to take care of this and come back to you when it's done, because it will be done. It will be finished faster than I even think it will. And while I'm doing that, I'm probably going to watch some more Steven Universe because I am on such a Steven Universe kick, and I think I'm actually on the last season now of the original series. I still have the movie and Steven Universe Future to rewatch, but I'm getting there. And I think I've decided that when you see me next, I will be getting ready to head out and get myself my sweet treat for completing my tasks for the day. So I guess I will see you in a bit. All right, so I am done putting away all my clean clothes, finally. And I did end up finding a couple of things that I don't think I necessarily want anymore, so I will be donating those to Goodwill in the near future. I also very clearly changed into a different outfit so that I can go get my sweet treat. And I am very excited for this because, like I said earlier, have only tried it one time and I cannot stop thinking about it. It is so good. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it, but I did go to it in my close friends vlog video, if you want to go check that out. It's called Dinoska, something like that. And I think they low-key might be closing in like about an hour. So I need to rush over there if I want to get anything, which I really do. And then I'm also contemplating about hanging out at a bookstore in that area and just reading for a while. Because like I said earlier, I feel like I'm finally actually getting out of my reading slump, and it feels so nice. And I want to grab onto that feeling as much as I can and really just see it through and see if I really can get fully out of this reading slump. So I am going to be putting in extra effort and extra intention to be reading in the rest of this month. But I've really got to get going if I want to hopefully be there before they close. So I will see you then. All right, so I ended up getting my drink. It's a strawberry matcha. It literally has strawberry jam at the bottom of it. It is literally so yum, and I am so excited, so happy that I was able to get it. And it's just as good as I remember. I have to kind of yell because there's a lot of cars. But now I'm going to head over to a bookstore and hang out there for a bit, I think. So yeah, I'll talk to you when I'm done with that. All right, so it has now been about an hour since I sat down and started reading at the bookstore I was at. And it was very fun. I had a great time. I did end up reading quite a bit of my book, and I am currently reading Cowboy Casual by Holly Renee, and I'm really liking it so far. There's already been like one twist that I really wasn't expecting, so I love that. The story is doing a very good job at keeping me engaged and actually interested in the plot, which I don't know if it's necessarily something that's been lacking from books that I've been reading while I was in a reading slump, or if it was just because I was in a reading slump. But this book is really great so far, and I'm really enjoying it. I think there's a lot going on plot-wise, but not too much to the point where it's like you're not able to keep up with all the characters and their plot lines, like just enough that it all intertwines and like makes sense when like certain things happen, and I'm really liking it. I am at page 113 or chapter 11, so I still have quite a bit to go, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I do, however, think that I am going to go ahead and head home. I'm probably going to take a shower when I get home, but otherwise I have accomplished literally everything that I have wanted to do today. I did a bunch of chores around the house that I've been putting off. I got a little sweet treat. I read a little more, and I don't know, I feel like today, for being a kind of low energy day, has been really successful and really fulfilling for me in a really great way that I haven't felt in a while. So yeah, I'm just going to end on that high, I think. But if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!